midway point, what we begin to realize now, there were some underrated pickups in the offseason that are showing what they can do.
Yeah, these are the kind of moves where at the end of the year you start thinking about candidates for executive of the year because they've plugged some holes. They've had an acquisition that's made their bench deeper, and we start to see in an 82-game season that maybe in the 55th to 57th game, a pickup like that is helping them win ball games. This is where those guys earn their money, the general manager.
Not wholesale changes. Just one guy can change a team slightly, and that nuance pays off.
Oh, anything subtle like that, that's where really you tip your hat to the general managers who understood that at some point during the year, we're going to lean on this player.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Gilgeous-Alexander and Bradley pair up at the 1 and the 2. Harris and Gortat are up front, and it's Gallinari in at the 3. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Spurs. Here's Westbrook. In the corner, George with it. Bangs home the trifecta. George has got the first 3 points of the night up on the board for Oklahoma City. Pass to Gortat. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. The Clippers again turning it over. And here now the Thunder. It's a 3-point game. Here's Westbrook, and Westbrook throws it down.
Look, I know some guys are going to dunk, but when it's Westbrook, man, he fires up his teammates.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Last game we saw him score 13. Westbrook with the steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Ferguson. Buries it down low.
I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch, and then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
Pass to Gortat. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. No good, unable to end this run.
Credit the defense, wisely avoiding fouling the shooter. Don't want to give up a personal there, and he made him attempt a difficult layup.
With the tip. Tries yet again. Adams. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
To the paint. Here's Harris. That shot is off. Westbrook with the nice D there. Well, Thunder have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Again, Oklahoma City.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Their last meeting was in Oklahoma City, where they were unable to fight off the Thunder.
Yeah, I remember last time they met up, they just got ran out of the building. They weren't too happy with some of the calls in that game either.
Yeah, they wound up with a lot of foul trouble, but that's on them. The officials were calling it tight, and they never really adjusted. They kept committing fouls, kept complaining, and the game kept getting out of control.
Harris's shot is good.
Yeah, Tobias Harris getting a little bit creative, finding some room on the inside and keeping the defense guessing with that shot attempt.
Westbrook kicks to Grant. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Gortat with the rebound.
It looked like he wanted no part of that. Superb defense there, really making it tough on him.
Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. So here's Gallinari. He's covered by Westbrook. Gallinari attacking, and he jams it with authority.
And they ran that pick and roll extremely precise. The result was a good look for Gallinari.
Westbrook finds George. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Gallinari.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star an All-NBA performer, and multiple All-Defense selections.
And Paul George has made it a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's got tremendous length and quickness, but really his pride at that end of the floor might matter even more. He just takes great pride in being a complete player.
First one falls for him. And Greg Paul George, the league leader in steals and deflections in 2018.
And Frank Vogel, who coached him at Indiana, said he always thought PG had Allen Iverson's instincts in Scottie Pippen's body. He's talented enough to disrupt without gambling.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
Now, Paul George, not a guy you want to send to the free throw line. Always around 85%, sometimes even up to 90 from the charity stripe.
Here's Harris, and slam dunk by Harris.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. And George kicks to Grant. Dishes to Adams. Shoots over Gortat. Adams' shot is off. Clippers trail by 7. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. The dish to Gortat. Harris up top. Not going to go that time. Some solid defense from Grant. Westbrook kicks to George. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. The season well underway, and they've been solid in third right now. And checking out the Clippers, a half game back.
You know, for Los Angeles, this isn't the spot that too many people thought they'd be in this far into the season. They've really turned some heads with their play.
Some people out there still thinking they're going to fade as the season goes on, but I'm on the other side of this argument. I think they get even better as we go down the stretch.
The Thunder leading by 7. Feeds to Westbrook. It's stolen by Bradley. Down low. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Well, you have to put at least one body on Adams, maybe two. With his size and relentlessness, he'll light you up on the offensive glass.
The pass to Harris. Fades. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Outside Westbrook. That misses off the backboard. Clippers trail by 9. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
The rebound by Gortat. Clippers shooting a lowly 30% to start this game out. Stolen by Grant. George with the ball. Picked up by Harris. And off the front iron, and in it goes. George has got 7 points in the game.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing, the passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And Marcin Gortat, the Polish Hammer, in the final year of a 5-year, $60 million deal. Greg, he's been worth every penny.
He has, but he turns 35 this season. He'll be motivated to earn that next contract, but now on the downslope. We may see his role evolve over the next few years.
3-on-3. Here's Westbrook. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Bradley passes to Gallinari. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Right wing. Clock at 6. Ferguson kicks to Westbrook. And the Thunder another three.
Yeah, second chance points, a huge issue right now. They're getting steamrolled inside.
Harris dishes to Gallinari, and there it is for him.
Well, for Tobias Harris to take this step, getting away from scoring and finding teammates to become a more adept passer, that's good signs.
Back to Westbrook. Grant outside. Over Harris. No good from Grant.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Lets it go from deep. And Harris gets it to go on the assist by Bradley. And it's 7 points for Tobias Harris.
This speaks to how confident Tobias Harris is in his offensive game, ready to shoot as soon as that ball reaches him.
Passes it to Grant. In the corner, George with it. Some solid defense from Gallinari. And so it's Gallinari with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 11. And Grant sends it back.
A skilled shot blocker, Grant, coming over and is so quick off the floor. Swats that one out.
They get it back. Westbrook, no good.
Wow, just in shock that he missed that layup. Not a lot of defense there.
Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Gallinari finds Bradley. Stolen away. And the Thunder pushing it up now. 13 feet away. And that one hits back iron. Clippers trail by 11. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And Westbrook throws it down.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. Tobias Harris in his 8th season in the NBA and still just 26 years old.
Yeah, I mean, one season at Tennessee, and he has slowly but steadily improved each year. And, you know, he's gotten stronger, more consistent with his long-range shooting, and he's found his calling as one of those prototype small ball fours.
2 shots.
And he makes the first. For a long time, the answer always seemed to be LeBron James. But it seems fair to ask now, who is the best single player in the NBA, in your opinion?
LeBron James.
Me too.
Didn't you just say his name?
I
It
thought
was
I
on
did.
my frontal
I was
lobe
thinking
here.
it, and I guess it came out.
And we have so many great superstars, but you know, after last year, his 15th season, LeBron James performing the way that he did, carrying his team back to the finals, there's just no doubt amongst the peers, and we get a chance to watch him, Kevin. LeBron James is still the man in the NBA.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. Making free throws a big key for any team. Let's see the best in the NBA. 5th, the Clippers.
You know, it's really a team-wide talent. You want a foul to stop layups, but against them, you're not saving much. They'll make you pay time and again.
The Thunder have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. And the first one at the line is good.
Well, Doc Rivers might have done his best coaching job last year. You think about how many G League guys came in and started games, and he even talked about it as being a season with a breath of fresh air, with all that newness and the things he had to teach and go back to the drawing board. So a heck of a year for them, and they might have found some gems.
And Doc raved about last season's roster. But Brett, he admitted by the end of the Blake Griffin, Chris Paul era, he had it up to here with all the chemistry issues.
Well, he said that every playoff disappointment, Doc, felt like the buy-in of the entirety of the team got narrower, as if they couldn't get it done because of what had happened the season before or 2 seasons before that. So a very hard group to coach, a very talented group to coach, but a lot of things lingered in that locker room, and if you're not on the same page, there's just no way to climb that mountaintop.
Two shots.
And he can't get the first one. The Thunder last season, assembling a big three of Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony, didn't mesh, Brent, like they had hoped. In your opinion, what went wrong?
Well, a bit of a down season in terms of the scoring for Melo, but reasons for that, just not as many opportunities and playing outside along the three-point line. The biggest damage last year was the Robertson injury. It felt like in December the OKC team started to find its stride, and Robertson going out of the lineup, there just wasn't enough of the depth on that roster to make up the difference for them defensively, and OKC never really seemed to find its footing or confidence again.
Here's Thornwell, defended by George. Harrell, and Harrell slams it in.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
Shot from the wing, and that one good. And 11 points for George.
And boy, have they come out strong, really pounding the offensive board for second chance points.
And Beverly kicks to Thornwell. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Clippers trail by 12. Down low, here's Harris. Another shot. Here's Marjanovic. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
This is where you got to put a body on the guy. His will is incredible down on the interior, fighting and clawing for every rebound.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Performed well thus far this season with a 78% clip.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw drops for Marjanovic. .124 left in the first quarter. Shooter kicks to Noel. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
This roster for the Clippers is in transition, no doubt about it. You think of the franchise's history, plenty of dysfunction, but over the last 5 or 6 years, they've been the best team in LA. Now it's a time for them to reset, try to find some new stars to carry it forward.
The first free throw is good. And Brent, you look at the Clippers ownership group, the front office, the coaching staff. It's a different story now from days past, isn't it?
Well, it just feels a little bit more stable. It just feels like they want to compete at the highest level, and they will do the things necessary to commit to winning. And we've seen that happen pretty quickly for the Clippers.
Both free throws good from Noel. The Thunder, Brent, playing with such energy, but shooting, not their strong suit.
No, one of the lower three-point percentages in the league as a team. The free throw line also last year really weird. A big-time struggle for guys who had career low years from the free throw stripe. So tough to win big in today's game if you're not hitting threes and then not hitting the freebies.
And that one drops.
At 175 pounds and lanky, Schroeder still has some strength, especially on those tough finishes.
Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
Thornwell kicks to Beverly. Pass to Harrell. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Thornwell.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Schroeder against Beverly. To the wing right side. No good on the triple. George against Scott. Thornwell. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
And the defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. We'll return shortly. Russell Westbrook, a surly disposition on the court, but he talks about the power of positivity with his teammates.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find ways to be a better leader. Leadership was a huge thing, and I felt the way I reacted to certain plays and my facial expressions and my demeanor can change a lot for a teammate.
Well, you can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around them.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a very convincing performance from the Thunder so far.
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second-chance points.
Yeah, if your opponent fails to block out, you get yourself in great position. That was the story of the first quarter for them offensively.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for Oklahoma City right now, we've got Diallo. Patrick Patterson is out there with Nerlens Noel. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, and it's Abrines in at the 3 slot. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And it's the Clippers with the ball. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Clippers. It's a 14-point game. There's the pass to Marjanovic. Over Noel. Marjanovic passes to Beverly. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots the 3. Another shot. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
A moment here to look at some numbers for Dennis Schroeder. Averaging 17 points per game, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
His instincts naturally are to score the basketball. That ability to find the creases in the defense is something you just don't teach, and it's awesome.
No good on the free throw. We've heard Coach Steve Kerr say the power forward position as we knew it is disappearing. You could say that maybe about the center position too.
I don't want to say that about the center position. What I want to tell you, Kevin, in my humble opinion, is that the center position has changed.
It's evolving.
So, yeah, I don't want to say that it's just disappeared because
Right.
there are players out there that are playing that position and doing a lot of the things that you would qualify as center-centric, screening, going down to the block, rim running to the post, being an option down low. but it's definitely changed.
But now we're seeing him go out and defend smaller guys in the perimeter, taking threes, and that's what's weird for your eyes to just kind of absorb what's going on.
Well, it's weird to absorb not only that and what those players individually are asked to do, but when you're at a game and you're sitting in the stands and all of a sudden you see 5 guys that are outside the three-point line. I mean, go back to the game in the 80s. It's the exact opposite. It was like, you know, a bunch of ants on top of a lost candy bar sitting in the lane, gnawing at one another.
Right.
It's just changed. So the center position, not disappeared, just changed.
Here's Diallo. Hits the front of the rim and out. Clippers trail by 15. Thornwell kicks to Beverly. No good on the shot. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
Yeah, it just looked like, and I'm not sure if you guys saw this, but just never comfortable in this game. And the line certainly is one of those places where that could show up.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. In the corner, Marjanovic with it. Harrell kicks to Thornwell. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries. The Thunder leading by 13. Passes it to Abrinas. And here is Patterson. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Well, Patterson usually on the perimeter, this time down on the inside, doing a little bit of damage.
Patrick Patterson, a veteran forward out of Kentucky, had some of his best years, Brent, playing with the Toronto Raptors.
He's a real difference maker for them, coming off the bench and being able to stretch out offensive possessions, shot the ball incredibly well, high efficiency from there. And that's why the advanced stats, I think that the general manager of Oklahoma City thought that Patterson, as an addition here, could help out their offense and give them some punch off the bench.
That free throw good from Patterson.
Well, Patrick Patterson had some great years where he showed his three-point shooting prowess, but if he can get down into the post and score there as well, it's another option for their offense.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
Yeah, guys, they were forcing it a bit in that one and shot a relatively low percentage because of it.
Well, if I put it on a scale, Greg, the aggressiveness was an 8. The shot selection, a 2. Could have been a lot better.
And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Harrell. 3rd in shooting percentage, and he provides that deterrent around the rim, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in blocks per game.
And it's a strong accomplishment. 3rd best in field goal percentage. He just refuses to take bad shots. That's why his coaches love him. Here's Beverly. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. The Thunder leading by 16. Here's Diallo. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Here's Patterson.
There we go.
Kicks it out to Schroeder. Back to Patterson. Puts up a 3. The Thunder with another miss.
Just enough coverage to bother that 3-point attempt.
Molinari finds Scott. No good on the shot.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Here's Felton. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Clippers are going in a new direction. Now, Coach Doc Rivers said, we had a shot. I don't think anybody understands how hard it is to win a title. Until you do that, you're going to be frustrated a lot and have to make tough decisions. Kevin?
Well, they're trying to make the right decisions to rebuild better than before, DA. Thanks. The Clippers last season really proving the value of the new two-way contracts. G League players who could step up and play a lot of time with the parent club.
I mean, the Agua Caliente, that's the name of their G League squad, was huge last year as the Clippers pretty much became the lab rats for how these two-way contracts were going to work, how you move players up and down between the rosters. And Doc found some real winners last year that came in and started a ton of games for Doc Rivers, and their contributions almost got them to the playoffs.
And the first one at the line is good.
And you look back at that 2012 finals, the Thunder lost in 5 games to the Heat. And you looked at that young talent, Durant, Westbrook, Harden, now all MVP award winners, along with Serge Ibaka, a young, talented, energetic Serge Ibaka. And it felt like there was a team that was going to rule the West for a very long time.
And the Thunder trading away Harden in the summer of 2012, but Brent unable to agree on a contract extension.
Well, OKC agreed on the contract. James Harden did not, and that's sort of the line in the sand that was drawn. And the salary cap jumping up in subsequent seasons, they just had bad timing in terms of the frugality of what they offered up to James Harden. It's a decision that we talk about a lot. It's revisionist history, but at the time it was the move that OKC made, and I can't really argue with it.
Kicks it to Gortat. He dishes it to Gallinari. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Steven Adams picks one up.
Just another example of why Danilo Gallinari is so difficult to guard. Very skilled at getting himself to the stripe. Well, he's had ankle troubles and knee surgeries. Last season, a gluteal tear. And over the course of his career, injuries seem to be more of a part of what Danilo Gallinari's story is about in the NBA. Hopefully, he'll find some health this year.
2 shots.
The first one falls. And Gallinari an efficient score if he can just, Brent, stay healthy.
Yeah, the optimism seems to be waning with regards to that. Over his 10-year career, he's played about half of the games, and you're paying him a pretty good sum of money. That's a tough pill to swallow if you're an owner. But as a fan, you root for him to be out there and have some success.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Here's Westbrook. Here's Adams. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Harris against Patterson. Patterson bringing the double. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his first bucket of the night. The Thunder leading by 14. Outside Felton. Here's Grant. Adams. Great positioning on the putback.
Typically, you don't have a lot of sets that get through Steven Adams. But on the offensive end tonight, he's been aggressive.
Gortat inside. He's covered by Felton. And that one's good by Gortat.
Phenomenal use of the body there to free himself up from the defender and get a clean look at the basket.
Grant the pass to Westbrook. Off target with his 3.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's covered by Felton. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. Brent, a major pivot for the Clippers last season, trading away the most important player in franchise history, Blake Griffin.
Well, the front office made mention of sustainability and production over cost, and felt like it was the right time for them to move on. The size of that max contract, the injury risk of Blake Griffin and what's happened and transpired the past couple of seasons convinced them that they might be able to clear that out of the way, get some flexibility, and rebuild the roster in the way that they wanted to moving forward.
First one falls for him. And the Thunder making a switch here. George is checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Now Westbrook. He's coming off a 13-point game against Denver.
And he caused major problems with his defense as well. He had 4 steals by the time the game was over.
And it's Grant in the corner. A second chance effort. Adams' shot is off. Clippers trail by 12. Bradley, no one around him. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Bradley's got his first 3 points of the game. Well, something you never like to see, but guys, he definitely looks hurt.
And boy, when you see someone hurting like this, it's always scary.
Yeah, it reminds you of what's really important. Health, number one. Everything else comes after that.
And the Clippers making a change here. Harrell's checked in. Bradley against Westbrook. Outside, Felton. In the corner, George with it. Bangs home the trifecta. George has got 14 points for the game.
Well, Paul George starting to feel real comfortable right now at the three-point line.
Pass to Gallinari. Harrell against Grant. Stolen by George. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And a quick look at how the Oklahoma City Thunder's schedule is shaping up. On Monday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls. And then on Wednesday, they'll head out on the road to face the Kings in Sacramento. And he knocks down the first one.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
And both free throws good for Paul George. Billy Donovan has faced a tough job in Oklahoma City, Brent. Star players leaving town, some even criticizing him after they left.
The circumstances of Billy Donovan moving off of what he did at the University of Florida and making that a powerhouse Division I basketball program, it's been very interesting to have Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant to begin your career, and then pushing that team to almost beating the Golden State Warriors, losing in a Game 7 to losing Kevin Durant. Billy Donovan's seen a lot in the early part of his career. The hopes is that he continues to grow and learn. Really happy with the hire of Billy Donovan and what he brings to the table in terms of his basketball acumen.
Gallinari outside. Over George. Offensive rebound. The second chance effort. Misses the layup. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Felton kicks to Westbrook. Grant outside. Felton feeling it out a bit. Tries a three. Gilgeous-Alexander pulls it in.
And he has not made one shot in this one. Has to be on his mind every time he's pulling up. And his teammates have to step up just a little bit more. He's been lights out. He needs a bit more support.
Pass to Adams. He kicks it to Felton. Over Bradley. Felton can't get it to go.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Gallinari against George. Gallinari attacking. And we should take this time now to show you the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. These teams have been outstanding on the offensive glass this season. In third, the Thunder.
And just having a terrific year on the offensive glass, it's because everybody buys in. Not
Take a
just the
break.
big
Take a
men,
break.
but even the guards
2 shots.
are getting in on the act.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, it's interesting to watch him because he's putting his body on the line to get to the line. We didn't see this during the first quarter, but he's making up for it here.
Ferguson's checked in for the Thunder. Gallinari hits them both.
Well, they depend on him to score, and that doesn't mean just from the field. Sometimes it comes from the charity stripe.
Outside, George. Over Gallinari. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
I'm just wondering why the defense is laying off. Luckily, they didn't pay for their mistake.
It's deflected. To the paint. Here's Westbrook. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Westbrook's got 11 points.
Like how high Westbrook is elevating there. Goes up strong inside. And he feels like converting that shot's not a problem.
Here's Gallinari. Gortat trying to break loose. And it's Gallinari missing. Ferguson kicks to George. 11 feet away. And he knocks down the jumper. 18 points for him.
How about the handles of a guy like Paul George at his size being able to rip around and has total confidence in his ability to score.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys. Well, you talk about the lockdown individual defenders in this league. Don't forget about Avery Bradley. That's been his calling card from the moment he set foot in the league.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. And Greg, for Bradley, there's some disconnect as far as his defensive impact. You know, the numbers guys will say it doesn't quite match up to his reputation.
Yeah, I mean, more impactful as an on-ball defender than he is as, say, a help defender. Probably a little undersized for an off guard, but his commitment, no doubt, is off the charts.
He doesn't get the second one.
There's a nice, quiet leadership quality that Avery Bradley gives to his teammates, and it's something that the coaching staff absolutely is on board with.
Adams. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Marjanovic has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's covered by Westbrook, 13 feet away. Gilgeous-Alexander, good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 6.
And maybe a little disengaged in the first quarter. Ball didn't come his way. He's really provided some scoring in the second quarter of action.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And here is Los Angeles now. Clippers trail by 11. Bradley kicks to Harrell. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's covered by Westbrook. Westbrook with the steal. There's the pass to Ferguson. Misses the 3.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Down low. It's stolen by Adams. And George, here we go. It's deflected. Gallinari against George. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. No good with the triple. from deep. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Oklahoma City holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what happened in the first half?
Well, we missed shots, turned the ball over, second shots. I really think what's disappointing is our bad offense is dictating our bad defense right now.
Doc, thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. Oklahoma City has the edge here at halftime. They lead by 11. And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
Well, one thing that stands out is how few turnovers they had. The offense looked in control. They were making nice passes, moving the ball, setting screens. The confidence just seemed to build, and the lead did too. They're a very steady team, keeping those turnovers down. That's the big factor.
And Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Clippers.
To me, they looked out of sync shooting the basketball. Under 40% for the first half. Some of it was poor shot selection, but mostly it just looked like they were out of rhythm. For the second half, they need to push more for buckets in transition. Get to the foul line a little bit more. Try to get back in the flow.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Yeah, great job from him in that first half of drawing fouls and getting to the line.
Well, that is a great equalizer here. You want him to play that physical, but how do you do that without creating too much contact?
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Setting the floor for the Clippers, Bradley and Gallinari are the wingmen. Gortat is out there with Marjanovic, and it's Gilgeous-Alexander in at the point. Ferguson misses.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
It's Bradley on the wing. Passes it to Gortat. Back to Bradley. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Bradley's got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Clippers. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, the Clippers have hit the reset button, and you wonder how that affects their head coach, Doc Rivers. Now, he seemed reluctant to lead a rebuild with the Celtics, but he's on board doing it with the Clippers. Even though the Clippers relieved him of his title of president of basketball operations in 2017, Rivers has just signed a new extension that will keep him coaching the team for the next few years. Kevin?
Well, if nothing else, DA, he has guided them through some pretty dark hours. Thank you. And it's time for an injury report. Now an update on Tobias Harris from Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David, what'd you find out?
Thanks, guys. I got a status report from Los Angeles' head athletic trainer. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. He's definitely out for the rest of tonight, and he'll probably need some recovery time beyond that. Guys, back to you.
Appreciate that, DA. Well, it's never easy for a player to go through what he's experiencing, Greg, right now.
But it is something that happens to almost every player. He's strong enough mentally to get through it. This we know.
Sometimes off the court, you work harder than you do preparing for a regular game. He'll get himself ready to go. Look forward to when he gets back on the court. And a tough game for the guys around him, mainly because his shot's been hit and miss.
Ferguson, the pass to Grant. Shoots. Outside for George. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gallinari.
And taking a look here at numbers for Gallinari, he's been dominant over the last month. 6th in three-point field goal percentage, and he's among the top 20 free throw shooters in the league. Doesn't waste many opportunities at the line.
And back to his efficiency from three, as you said, he's top 10 in the league. Defenses are now trying to deny him the basketball, but really to no avail. Shot clock at 2. No good from Grant.
Right now, he's just out of sync. A lot of shots rimming out, and he's got to try to find something different.
Now, here's Bradley. Tight defense on him. He gets it in there.
Yeah, 3 of 4 to start this half. Offensively, they've been great.
The Thunder leading by 7, and George kicks to Westbrook. Here's the lob to Adams. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Gortat's got 11 rebounds in the game. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. At one point, they led by 16. Out to the wing. Here's Ferguson, guarded by Bradley. Baseline jumper. Offensive rebound. Gortat with the block. And he recovers it. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's covered by Westbrook. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. To the middle. A floater, and it's finished off by Grant as he lays it in. And the Thunder lead by 9.
Well, he's 1 for 5 in the quarter, and his body language is saying a lot about where his confidence is. Rattled just a little bit. Maybe the next open look will start him up.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Westbrook kicks to Ferguson. On the money from 12 feet away.
And that's just a great individual play right through the teeth of the defense.
Outside, Scott. To the inside. It's tipped. Gortat misses.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
Well, a tip of the cap to the coaching staff here. They're recognizing how well he's playing, so the game plan has been built around him.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
For the Thunder, Patterson, he's checked in for Jeremy Grant. Alex Abrinas comes in for Terrence Ferguson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Russell Westbrook. The Clippers also making some changes. Sindarius Thornwell comes in for Bradley. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Gilgeous-Alexander.
Got to give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
Pass to George. Back to Patterson. Outside, George. Here's the three. The shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. To the inside, Thornwell. Abrinas with a rebound.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
That's another rebound. He hauls in his 20th rebound.
Dominating the glass.
It's not so much just the made shots, it's the consistency of the made shots that's got his team the lead.
To the middle, here's Gallinari. Good for another field goal. Number 5 on the night, 5 for 10 shooting.
Respecting the effort from Gallo there, works his way near the rim, and no one stops him from doing his thing there.
And Steven Adams came into this league at 19, already a physical specimen, and has only gotten stronger. Just a bruising presence down low.
Schroeder against Beverly. Here's the teardrop. He lays it in. Beverly's got it back down to within single digits for Los Angeles. George against Gallinari. Lets it fly. Here's Adams. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Adams has got 6 points in the quarter.
Right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Gallinari attacking. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Clippers. They'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers. Then on Thursday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Dallas Mavericks.
And for that game against the Nuggets, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
First one falls for him. Noel's checked in for Oklahoma City. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Harrell's checked in. Gallinari hits them both.
Such a big bonus to have a big guy that can step up to the free throw line and knock down shots. So many guys struggle from there.
Schroeder kicks to Abrinas. Pass to Patterson. Fires from deep. The Clippers grab the miss.
Well, the team is still up despite him struggling, so hopefully he'll find his rhythm.
Gallinari in the corner. Outside, Scott. The pass to Beverly. And he banks in the layup. Beverly's got his second basket of the game.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. Diallo, he's checked in for George. Inside, Diallo. That shot off. Some solid defense from Gallinari. Three-pointer on the way. And it's Beverly missing. Oklahoma City leading by 6. Launches a 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Abrinas has got his first 3 points of the game.
And trust me, Dennis Schroeder would love to score the basketball, but his ability to set up his teammates is also effective.
Scott kicks to Beverly. Back to Scott. Shot clock at 6. Out to Gallinari. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
All right, a chance to look at some stats for Beverly. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's putting up 6 points a night, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. And you look at his skill set, and I think it's just a matter of time before he commands a bigger presence on this team.
Yeah, just a bit rough around the edges, GA, but he has the tools. He just needs to sharpen them.
And cutting into the lead with the big one-hand throwdown.
That's how you get your team back into it. Abrinas kicks to Diallo. Back to Abrinas. 6 on the shot clock. In the corner, it's Patterson. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Well, the D has gotten a little bit laxed here
defending the triple.
Patterson against Beverly. Now here's Marjanovic. Not a lot of room. Gallinari surveying the D. The three. The offensive rebound. And he makes that one. Marjanovic has got 6.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Schroeder kicks to Abrinas. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Abrinas has got a pair of threes now here in the third for Oklahoma City. Bounce pass from Beverly. Tipped away. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noel. Now that we have a second, take a look at the teams that have scored the most points off turnovers over the last 10 games. 5th on the list, the Thunder.
Just a terrific job over this stretch of forcing turnovers and capitalizing. They'd love to continue that trend.
Here's Harrell. Here's Marjanovic.
Nice to see Patterson make a difference on the defensive end of the floor, staying with his man. And that's just too easy, too big, too far inside. And that's as simple as it gets.
And Noel kicks it over to Schroeder. We've got 1:48 left here in the third quarter. Stolen by Beverly. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Schroeder against Beverly. Passes it to Abrinas. 6 to shoot. 9 feet out. Nice spin off the left rim and in. 8 points for him.
Boy, did he burrow his way in there, and the D just sort of backed off.
And Beverly kicks to Harrell. Shoots it up. Yep, it goes, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Marjanovic. Oklahoma City shooting around 40% in the third, maybe settling for some less than ideal looks out there. Schroeder looking around over Beverly, and it's Schroeder missing.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
Oklahoma City leading by 9. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's foul number 2 for him. A different look for Oklahoma City. Grant comes in for Patrick Patterson. That's Felton in for Alex Abrinas. And then for Los Angeles, Avery Bradley. He's checked in for Gallinari. And Gilgeous Alexander is subbed in for Thornwell. Grant outside. The rebound by Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him.
Well, that's a good job by Avery Bradley, recognizing that he had an open teammate and get it to him in a good position.
Now here's Schroeder. Out of hand on it. They get it back. Here's Grant. That's good, and so Felton has the assist there. Grant's got his second bucket of the night. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. We come back right after this. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Well, coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. The 4 and the 5 are Grant and Noel. Russell Westbrook out there with Felton. And it's Ferguson in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. And so Westbrook will bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. At one point, they led by 16. The Clippers grab the miss. Harrell's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's covered by Westbrook. Gilgeous-Alexander, good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got the 4th quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Clippers. Felton kicks to Ferguson. And there's another one for the Thunder.
No hesitation when he saw the space the D was giving him. That's 2.
Clippers trail by 10. Pass to Harrell. Outside Bradley. And there's the pass to Marjanovic. Over Noel. Marjanovic, no good.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Felton kicks to Westbrook. Looking to end his cold spell. And he gets it to go. And now it's a 12-point Oklahoma City lead.
More power of Westbrook shown there. Not many guys can finish through contact like that.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Raymond Felton. Patrick Beverley grew up in the west side of Chicago. He said it was a pretty rough high school to go to, Brent.
John Marshall Metropolitan, and he was the head of a 1-2-2 full court press where he just racked up a bunch of steals. Can you imagine just not getting the ball ever over half court? That's because Patrick Beverley was up there playing defense.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
And he can't get the first one. And Patrick Beverley last season excited for a bigger role on the Clippers, but knee surgery wiped out his season.
Yeah, and he's in the final year of his contract, Kevin. A lot at stake as he hopes to earn a significant raise from a salary that's been one of the league's best bargains.
Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Paul George comes in for Raymond Felton.
I think Patrick Beverley, for the entirety of his NBA career, is really going to embrace the role of being the villain. Has no problem with it whatsoever.
Ferguson, the pass to George. Fires from deep. Oklahoma City, the rebound.
Yeah, just nice hustle there. That work gets them the extra possession.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. Offensive rebound. Adams. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Gortat finds Harrell. Back to Gortat. Clippers moving the ball around. Clock at 6. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. That's tipped. Here's Ferguson. Pass to Westbrook. Here's Ferguson. And here's George. Defended by Beverley. George passes to Grant. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Jeremy Grant, great genes for the game, Greg. Father was Harvey, uncle was Horace, both NBA players and stars. His brother Jerian also in the association.
Yeah, and Jeremy might be the best athletically of them all. I mean, 6'8" with that 7'3" wingspan, great bounce. If he can develop his skill to match, he'll have a long and prosperous NBA career.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Grant.
Jeremy Grant just has such a great combination of athleticism and explosiveness. It's up to him to find familiar spots on the floor and do a good job of playing off his teammates to make an impact on every game that he plays.
Mike Scott's checked in for the Clippers. Gallinari comes in for Patrick Beverly. And Grant drops them both. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here, they could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And Gortat kicks to Gallinari. Lays it up and banks it in.
Gallo tonight really thinking his game and knocking down a lot of shots.
Here's Ferguson. Dishes it to Westbrook. Unable to get that one. Gortat with the defensive effort. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That'll be his second foul of the game. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's foul number 2 for him. On defense, Oklahoma City. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander.
A good defensive effort from Westbrook there. When he uses his quickness and length, he can take a shooter out of their rhythm.
They get it back. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
They throw good, Adams.
Well, the Kiwi Adams, born in New Zealand, was the Thunder's first-round pick back in 2013. Steadily coming into his own now on the offensive end.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
Steven Adams, the kind of guy who on a nightly basis is so appreciated by the star players on the team, and certainly the coaching staff, just doing dirty work, setting screens, scoring on the inside, being a physical presence. And he's taken some strides, I think, Kevin, offensively, being able to score sometimes out of the box.
Bradley against George. Lets it go.
Well, Paul George showing off his defensive prowess right there. Full energy, full focus, and a nice contest.
Wow, wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
And you look at Adams' per-minute scoring averages, Brent. They've gone up every season.
Well, it's got to help having Russell Westbrook setting the table and the type of attention that not only Westbrook drew, but also PG and Carmelo Anthony for a season. So obvious uptick in the offensive numbers for Steven Adams, but he is improving, and you see some confidence in the offensive end of the floor.
And the first one drops.
And at the offensive end, Gortat probably doesn't get his due. He's got a lot of moves, and he can finish with either hand. And his work on the offensive glass is more than capable.
Both free throws good from Gortat. And here's Westbrook. Adams outside. And here's George for 3. It's good from long range. George has got 24.
Well, he now has 4 3-pointers this game, guys, 2 in each half. He's really spacing out the floor for his teammates.
Now, here is Gallinari. Tight defense on him. From 10 feet out. He can't get that one. Now, Oklahoma City takes it the other way.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Clippers trail by 15. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Kicks it to Bradley. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Well, even if you contest Avery Bradley, when he's got his focus like that on the rim, capable.
Right side, George. Pass to Grant. Here's Ferguson. George, that's a two-pointer. Gortat with the rebound.
Well, shots like that drive coaches batty. I'll be shocked if he attempts that shot again.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's covered by Westbrook. Steps back and fires. Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
And you can tell the defender not anticipating the step back. He was headed in the opposite direction.
Ferguson kicks to George. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Shot clock at 5. Here's Grant. The shot misses. Nice D from Scott.
He's been a little bit disappointing in this game. However, his team has his back. They need a little bit more help from him.
Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Bradley. There's the triple. The rebound by Paul George. George has got his 5th rebound in this one.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Hits it from 3-point range. 16 points for Russell Westbrook.
I mean, letting that guy shoot freely from out there, he's going to destroy you from the perimeter if you do that.
Here's Scott. Some solid defense from Grant. It's George on the wing. Gallinari covering. Gortat with the steal. Down low. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. The Thunder pull it in. Westbrook's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. George. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Clippers trail by 16. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Gortat finds Gallinari. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Danilo possesses a deceptive strength that he uses so well on plays like that. Got to the hoop plus the foul.
We hear a lot about small market teams being anxious about retaining their own star players. Is that overblown, or do you think there is reason for concern on their part?
Do we think that players are not going to get recognized if they play in a small market by the national media, if they're one of the best players?
Well, look Oklahoma City, look at Milwaukee with Antetokounmpo. I mean, they're all getting recognized.
Yeah, I think these ideas have gone by the wayside for a lot of players, and they want the best opportunity for their playing and their best opportunity to shine, no matter where that is. So it's a bit of an archaic argument, in my opinion, Kevin, the way it is that we see guys nowadays, and take the small market thing out about it. There's one market, it's called the NBA.
Here's George. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. Gilgeous-Alexander, good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 6 in the quarter.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Here's Adams. It's not going to go for him. Gortat with the defensive effort. Right side, Bradley. And that one hits back iron. The Thunder leading by 11. Westbrook dishes to Grant. Baseline J on the way. It's hauled in by the Clippers. pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Now Bradley. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
Much better job of just taking care of the basketball, really putting the onus on the defense.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Thornwell. Here's George. To the paint. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. And so here is Oklahoma City. Cans the shot from the wing. George has got 10 points in just the second half.
Paul George showing his offensive confidence right there, just letting that one go as soon as it touches his hands.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Steven Adams.
On the offensive boards, he has been a force. Offensive rebounding is all about pursuing the basketball, and he has not stopped that pursuit all night. The second chances he's created have been a big factor.
Their previous two games have been losses, so something had to change to get them going again, and he provided that spark, giving them a huge jolt of energy. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Doc Rivers said to his team. He was not happy with their play. He told them, we're getting outworked out there. Simple as that. We got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
Thank you, David. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 10-point lead. Grant the pass to Ferguson. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Shooting two.
And he makes the first. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Clippers trail by 12. Bradley kicks to Gallinari. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And here is Los Angeles now. And here's Bradley from three. He's off on that one. And the Thunder going the other way now. Westbrook finds Grant. Puts it up from 12. Westbrook, no good.
The defense, not so good. And when you're deep inside like that, you got to come through.
Pass to Gortat. Now the dish to Gallinari. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on George.
You see Gallo catches the defense off guard with that drive because of it, and they have no choice but to hack.
That free throw good from Gallinari. Gallinari hits them both. A minute 50 left to play here in the fourth. George against Gallinari. 16 feet away, and it's Westbrook. That time on the assist by George. George has got 4 assists now tonight. Clippers trail by 12. Gallinari outside. Gortat trying to break loose. A nice shot by Gallinari. Gallinari's got 12 points now in the quarter.
You could make the case that Gallo should have got a whistle there, but you still have to give him props for finishing on that difficult drive. Yeah, I said props.
Westbrook passes to Adams. Outside for George. Drains it from beyond the arc. George has got 31.
Boy, this final period, they are putting up a ton of shots from deep.
Yeah, and making them. Once you get into this kind of rhythm with the 3 ball, it is so difficult for the defense to do anything about it.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. First free throw is good. Harrell, he's checked in for Los Angeles. No good on the second free throw.
Boy, he'd sure like to have that miss back. Hard to chip away at a lead when you're leaving freebies at the line. And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Thunder.
The key here, guys, was second chance points.
They pounded the offensive glass and won the scrambles for loose balls, giving them plenty of added opportunity.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And they put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only 1 left to play.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Steven Adams.
Just a force on the glass. Did a fantastic job crashing the boards and coming up with seemingly every rebound.
Gallinari outside. And the pass to Gortat. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's covered by Westbrook. Gortat. Adams, some nice D.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
We're
continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. We'll see you next time